Got into the office on a typical morning. Okay. Get to my desk and I see red flashing lights. What is it? Voicemails. Reminded me, I'm not very good at leaving voicemails. One thing I really don't like is how the phone times your voicemails. And I've realized that I leave very long voicemails. A minute and 5 seconds. One time, my voicemail was so long that I got stopped by the operator and they asked me to re-record my voice message. And the other thing I realized is that, you know what? Voicemails are really boring. This fellow Toastmaster, this is a typical voicemail. Hi Gary, this is Stephanie in Corporate Environmental. I'm working on some reports, need some data from you. I don't know, I forget what it's about, but I need some data on this mission information, and hopefully you can send it over by tomorrow because I've got an urgent deadline I have to make. You know, I'm always hoping for those jolly messages that says maybe you won the lottery somewhere, but every voicemail I leave tends to be a minute or longer. And studies have shown that the average voice message is around 30 to 40 seconds. So I thought, how can I improve my voice messages? I took a step back and said, well, there's two issues I'm trying to deal with. One, a voicemail can be very monotone. And second, it's just too long. I mean, I don't have somebody, you know, if only the phone was as advanced to give a green light at 20 seconds, a yellow light at 25, and a red light at 30, just like we do at Toastmasters to help keep our speeches on time. But we don't have that feature on the telephone. So I thought, how can I add more life to my messages while also shortening them? And I thought, fellow Toastmasters, this is Telephone Toastmasters. We can learn or employ the tools from Toastmasters in our voice messages. But how? Well, one, we learn a lot about pausing in Toastmasters. Pause to make a point. Two, we learn about vocal variety. And three, we learn about use of humor when appropriate. So the voice messages started getting me thinking about Toastmasters. And I thought, you know what? I can use what I learned in Toastmasters in my speeches. So my next few voice messages, I tried to do that. And lo and behold, mid-March, became one of my friend's birthdays. And I thought, why don't I use a voicemail and cheer her up? I said, here we go. Use of those Toastmaster tools. Hey, Sarah. Heard it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Not a great singer, but happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you. Hope that cheers you up. Give me a call. Bye. Not bad. 45 seconds, roughly. This thing didn't get stuck in my hair. Then I thought, can't really do that in a professional environment. So in a professional environment, how can I use some tools and improve my voice messages? So I said, why don't I just look at the colleagues around me? Learn from them. Another typical afternoon, I'm in my office, and in our office we actually have an open office environment. What does that mean? It means no offices and no cubicles. Everybody sits in long white pods, is what we call. I actually liken it to dining room tables. You remember everybody sits right at the dining room table, a nice long table, and you sit right next to the person next to you. So I sit right next in my slice of the table, right across from my boss. And we decided one day to give a joint phone call to a colleague. So I decided to stand next to her, and she's sitting at her computer, typing away. We decided to give a joint phone call, and lo and behold, our colleague Gary wasn't there, so we decided to leave a voicemail. And I said, this is a great opportunity to learn how to leave a professional voicemail. I'll just watch and learn. Okay. And here's my boss, 30 years of experience on the job, a vice president who has all the professional skills you need. Hi Gary, it's Vern and Steph. You got two hot chicks who need your help right now. When you get a chance, give us a call. Click. Definitely under 30 seconds. But my jaw dropped after that call. I think that was a couple weeks after I started on the job, and that totally blew away my impression of a professional environment. And granted, I know never to use the word chicks in a professional environment, but only where appropriate. Fellow Toastmasters, I may not be the best in leaving voice messages, but I know that when in doubt, think about telephone Toastmasters. What do I mean by when in doubt? If you've ever been afraid to give a speech, just think about leaving a voice message, because you're already partway there. And a voice message is really like a speech in itself. It ought not to be boring. It needs to be quick and professional and practice. And if you think about a voice message, it's really like a table topics. It's an improvised speech. And if you can do that and employ pausing, vocal variety, use of humor when appropriate, it might help you on the job, and it will also help you in your speaking. Thank you.